What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to plan something a little bit different for you guys, right? So I had something in mind for you guys. Now it's a little bit different, so let's get the drum rolls in. Yes, so today we're gonna go ahead and clean the engine bay. I wanted to do something simple, something easy, something that anyone can do. The first question, why are we doing this? It's because two things. Recently, I had a coolant leak on the car. I had the whole front all full of coolant, the top of the hood full of coolant, the firewall full of coolant, and just a bunch of hoses, my charge pipes, and etc. The other reason, well, simple. Every time I work on the car, I just have a complete mess on my hands. I decided, why not just go ahead, clean the engine bay. First step I would say is prepping. Now, prepping can consist first on making more space on your engine bay. So personally, what I might do is, removing stuff. Now, what I can do, well, I wanted to remove my strut bars, my charge pipes, my intake system, my inlet. From there on, the car has way more space that I can attack and clean to at the same time. So for example, under my intake system, we have the manifold. That's something I'm dying to clean because there's a full of debris, just dust building up there, and etc. Another reason you might want to do this is because by removing this, it makes you have an advantage on cleaning stuff outside of the car, which makes it way easier to clean. You don't want no debris going inside of that, so we're gonna go ahead and tape it out. Very important detail is that you have to disconnect the battery when doing this because you might fry up some harness or even the DME out of the computer of the car, so you don't want to do that. I went ahead and taped up where the charge pipes used to go on the car, as you can see in the intercoolers. We also finished taping up the block, what I showed you earlier, guys. At this point, I'm gonna just start jumping onto it, be doing the dry cleaning, which would involve just using like a brush. Personally, I'm gonna use this and this. Also a vacuum, which in this case I'm using this as my vacuum. Vacuums usually also bring like two settings, one for sucking,
that's what she said.
and then one for blowing. So use that at your own convenience. Personally, I'm going to go with it, see what I need at the moment on the spot. So I'm going to give you a few shots on how the car is looking currently, so then I can give you a before and after. So guys, I went ahead and started doing the dry cleaning. Now when it comes to that, you can use whatever you think is best for you. I went ahead and used a paintbrush. I thought that it was pretty good as in terms of stiffness, so you can get into that dirt and try to make it loose as possible. Because after this, I went ahead and used the vacuum. I used the setting which will blow, so then all the dust that was kind of sticked into the parts of the car, it could just gone and blown away. Now when it comes to the brush, you can use anything that you think is best fit for you, because I went ahead and switched it up per area that I was working at. Now I do want to emphasize that try to work on per section. So for example, I started only focusing on the driver's side, and as I was going up and down, then I was switching up from right to left. Okay guys, so now it would be the fun part. We're gonna start working with water. In this case, we're using a spray bottle. It has soap. Like, I would recommend using kitchen soap because it has more of a thicker degreaser, I would say. I would also recommend having a little bucket of water on the side to clean out your utensils, for like the brush that I have there, and the other brushes you might be using. Anything that you want to might tape out to kind of like exclude water to completely enter that area, go ahead and do that. So let me jump into it, and yeah. So guys, now as working with water, this is the most crucial part of the whole cleaning process. Make sure you go ahead and cover your DMEs. I went ahead and put some grocery plastic bags over them, and I also went ahead and put a rag over my starter. This is a step that is never too much to over prepare. So make sure, take your time, double check everything is done right, and go ahead and start doing it. To finalize the last step of your cleaning process in your engine bay, go ahead and as you're going and spraying your water soap and you're working with your brushes, have a clean rag next to you so you can go ahead, clean it up as you're working in each area. I would also recommend and doing the same approach that you had earlier on working on one side. So for example, on the driver's side, and then from there, go ahead and move on to the passenger side. So I finished already. I would say it was like not a full win-win like I wanted to at least. I did got to clean up as much as I could. Here I did get it way more clean, right? But just for my opinion, I would have rathered I could have accessed in between the coils and down there with the injectors and so on, but honestly that's not even like seeable. So yeah, I did clean as much as possible. I got it intercoolers pretty cleaned up, to be honest, man. So I would say it's a good side on that, right?
Yeah, boy.
I did clean the front. That's way better. The sides, they look mint. They look practically brand new. On the back too. I also got to clean up as best as I could on the firewall, so that's another huge plus. I would say the only downside I had on the whole process was just more that on the manifold itself, like on both sides, bro, that thing was impossible to like get up there and like get a good clean. But yeah, the strut towers, bro, they look brand new, and I left all those taped up. No water came in at all, like whatsoever. I would say it is better. So if you actually want to do it, if it's worth it, the whole hassle and time, I would say yes. Like, it's always better to have it more clean than dirty, obviously.
Why does this keep happening to me?
The whole thing, at least for this car, was that you needed to remove a lot more stuff. So at least on the manifold, there's a lot of wiring. So you had the fuel rail, you had the injectors, you had the coils, and it's just so much having to remove, and just like the possibility of any dirt, water, soap, just like building up there, and then later on kind of like backfiring is something that I just didn't want to have on the back of my head. So if you guys have more accessibility when it comes to like removing and then being able to put something on top of it to prevent for no buildup of like soap, liquid, and whatever I was just telling you guys about, then go all in, bro, and just, you know, get it up there. But for me, it just wasn't worth it, because at the end of the day, like, I would have to start putting things, a lot of things back to after like putting everything away, and I'm still also working on the car, so like I'm doing other stuff on the side, and for me, at least on my end, it wasn't worth it having to remove that much. And my main like priority out of this whole like project that I had of cleaning the engine bay was removing as much as coolant that I had, because as you can see in the previous video, I did have a situation with my coolant that it burst one of the hoses, so then the whole hood was just like full of coolant. and the firewall was full of coolant. Underneath the turbos were full of coolant, and like the return lines were full of coolant. So like my priority was try to remove as much coolant as possible that I had and prevent any like corrosion on any of the hoses that kind of got dirty. So yeah, man, it really depends on what is your aim. The only downside that I had, at least on my part, was that, you know, I couldn't get a deep clean in the manifold itself. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope it was helpful. A good insight on what is the best approach on cleaning your engine bay. And yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on the other things, the upcoming stuff. So yeah, peace out, guys.